Good morning and welcome everybody to the European Junior Championships in the lovely Therme Olimia resort in Podcetrtek, Slovenia. Our next match for today is a winners round 1 match in the 8-ball division between Lithuania's newly crowned European 10-ball champion Azuolas Tadaravičius and Austria's Jonas Bigel. It's a race to 6, alternate break. And in the booth calling the shots for you this morning is myself, Tim de Ruyter. Yeah, it was a very interesting final for this young man at the table from Lithuania. Tadaravičius beat Max Benko in a thrilling final. Max missing the 10, 5-4 up. And then this young man came with a beautiful run out for the title. Haven't really seen too much, honestly, so I'm very curious to see how this match goes. And this is the under 17 division, so 17 and under. So let's see what we have here. Nice start, good opening break, makes 2 balls. And it looks like it could go 2 ways. I mean, not too difficult. Maybe the stripe's a little bit more difficult with a 2-ball. Oh, a little bit too much stun run. A little bit careless there. Was trying to get to the bottom side of the 12 to go 12-9, 15-14. But I lost the cue ball. And first visit to the table for Jonas Bigel. One of the most interesting events for me personally in the year. It's always interesting to see who is going to be the next talent. I mean, who's going to be on top of the chart between the juniors. I've always been a huge fan myself of trying to support upcoming juniors to possibly get the most future success. Used to spend quite a lot of time with a couple juniors back in the day. Mainly because when I was younger, other players did the same for me, so it's kind of passing on to the new stage of youngsters. So there's probably, well, there's a couple ways he could run out here. It's now definitely going off the 4, 2 rails towards the 5. Could have chosen to play shape on the 5 first and then the 4 to the 8. Doesn't really know what kind of angle he's going to have on the 5 ball. Straight wouldn't be the most ideal one. Yeah, nice execution there. Came up with a couple nice stun run. Stun draw as well. So straight on the 8 and Bigel gets the first rack on the board. Yeah, based on my own experience or what I've heard from other people, can be very difficult for the young man from Lithuania. Tadaravičius could be difficult to be recharged on the third discipline. I mean, if you consider the fact that he won yesterday, he might still be over the moon. And yeah, well, he did already get a ticket for the World Junior Championship, or at least that comes with winning one of the titles. So I'm just curious to see how hungry he is. Yeah, both opting for a softer kind of break. But also Bigel has now made a ball. So potentially could start with a break run on his break. Definitely an opportunity to go 2-0. Let's see, I do like the stripes. Gotta figure out the 10. But it does go to the left center. And does the 14 go to the bottom left? That might be tough. No, I don't like the stripes anymore. I'm glad he chose for the solids. Just gotta make sure he does something with the 4. Could now play the 5 and run the cue ball into the 14. Unless he's going to play the 4 in the top left corner. That's a different option. I'm not exactly sure what he was planning there, but this has gone wrong. He's not on his next solid, that's for sure. Oh, and he has failed to hit a rail right after. And now I have to say all the stripes are open except for that 14. So if he starts off with the 14, I would have to say this is a great chance to steal the rack. 14, you get straight on the 9. From there you can get the cue ball up table from the 11. No. I probably would have liked to play 14, 9, 11. Play to the area on the 13 or the 12. Oh, he might have lost the cue ball, yeah. Yeah, a little bit loose there. Yeah, quite a lot of cue ball movement from Azuolas there. Didn't really pick his pattern early enough, I feel like. A little bit of last minute decisions overall. It can be difficult. Too young. The shot clock is there. Obviously they don't have that much experience yet with the shot clock. So I think it's very normal for them to struggle a bit, not knowing, especially playing 8-ball. Not exactly knowing how to get the run out. Might have just the angle on the 7 to where if he makes it, he runs into the 9 and gets the shape on the 8 to the other side pocket. Oh, there was no need to hit it that firm. There was no need to hit it that firm. Yeah, skimmed off the ball. Yeah, he could probably think that he's unlucky there to skim off the 9 and to land behind it. But then still, the more firm you played that shot, the more thin it was going to hit the 9. And the softer, the thicker. We're gonna see some magic. The 8 in the top corner. For a 2-0 lead still. Yeah. What can we say? Really big chance that was for Biggle to still get that 2-game lead. If you look at this, 15, 13, 11 gives him the 9 to the left side, and the 8 is wide in the open, so could go basically anywhere. He's left himself a little longer and straight on the 13, so he's probably going to be on the rail on the 11. Being on the rail on the 11 might give him possibly a little bit more of an awkward shot on the 9. So he has to play into the long rail and out. Yeah, so it's a bit of a steal. Had the opportunity earlier. But now that much space on the table, no way he was not going to clear that up. So he ties the score at 1. He does have to break next. Tadara Vicious will be breaking. Good start from both, breaking wise. Both have made balls on the break early on. Yeah, a little bit of a mistake in the bottom of the screen. It's for now Tim de Ruyter in the booth going over the shots. Quite sure we will have Eric more in the evening session. In case you came here to listen to Eric, my apologies. Now has made another ball on the break. A little bit awkward queuing over the 9. They have 60 seconds after the break, which I'm quite sure he has not used that to its full extent. Yeah, obviously we still have plenty more days to come. This tournament runs all the way through to Tuesday. Oh, he's played Quite a good shot there, honestly. Landed nicely on the 3. Just gotta make sure he draws the cue ball back. Just don't mess with the 9. Draw it back just slightly, maybe a diamond. And take a little tougher 2. Well, the definition of a little tougher 2, but look at the shape on the 8. So it's just, if he can just make the 2, that's it. Oh, a little bit of body movement there. Didn't really settle on the shot. A little bit of a back and forth match. I feel like both players are definitely capable of running out. But maybe one miss each is going to happen overall. A little bit of an awkward start. Queuing over the 2 now on the 9. So just like I was going to say, we have a lot of action to come till all the way till Tuesday for this European Junior Championships. Right now on the other table, TV table 1, we have the UK legend, my good friend and commentator Graham Hickman, in action in the booth. It's interesting to see that Jonas has chosen to go for clearing up the top side of the table just because of how awkward he got on the 2. Means he still has to drop down table for the 9. Now, of course, I would invite you to check out both tables, but make sure to keep my sound on, of course. No, just kidding. You gotta pick exactly the voice you're the most comfortable with for this early morning match. Yeah, I do remember when I was a bit younger. I didn't play pool at their, well, I did play pool at their age, but not at the European Championships. But a little later I said, why do we have to play at 9 AM in the morning? And now I sit here doing commentary at 9 AM in the morning and oh, needed a bit more draw on that. Good news for him, he does have a nice angle on the 9. He's guaranteed to be on the 8 if he makes a 9 ball. Oh, he did hit that a little wide. Managed to make it though. That's in the end all that counts. All that matters. And now on the 8. Don't think if he goes forward he would be threatening the bottom left. So 2-1 lead for Jonas Bigel. Could have been 3-0, but hopefully he's not thinking like this. Ah, there it is. Nice little change there. Always glad to see my name in the screen, of course. I'm way too short to be Eric Goilefsen. Yeah, I was just gonna say, sometimes it does happen that, especially when I was a junior, that at some point, maybe after 4 racks played or 5 racks played, the score would be maybe 3-2 for me. But in the chair I was thinking, man, I should have been 5-0 up because I basically donated 2 games. And even though it's quite a realistic thought, it's definitely not one to have. So in that case you gotta settle down a bit more. You gotta tell yourself, hey listen, you're still ahead. Maybe he makes one more mistake on his break, or maybe we can make a breaker run now and let's go from here. You know, try to keep the positive energy behind it. It's not always easy to do, especially on the young age. So it's definitely interesting to see how these young gentlemen are handling these thoughts. Always difficult. And will always be difficult. It's not like when you turn 20 or when you turn 25 or 30. It's not like now suddenly those thoughts are handled better or they're not there anymore. Like, that's just not the case. Have to develop the right mindset. Lost the cue ball a bit. He is on the 2. Yeah, has missed the 2. Trying to hold the cue ball probably. Really no need to hold a cue ball. Was guaranteed to be on the 1. Well, basically on almost any shot. 4, 5, 1 and the 2. Had a huge area there. Well, the 2 was the one he was shooting, so obviously not the 2, but... yeah, could be in for a long match here. Kinda gives me the vibes that both players are cueing well, but now starting to struggle a bit. I mean, the European Championships is not only to see who is the most talented player, but it's also a full week of pool. Oh, that's a surprising miss there. It's a full week of pool, and the player with the best stamina, the player that stays a little bit fit, maybe does some sports on the side, or maybe they play pool literally 6 to 8 hours a day, you know, just sharp focus. It's all part of the game, you know. It's a long event. After a couple days, everything is going to be quite difficult on the body. I mean, you get tired, maybe you have long days. Now I know from my own experiences, some kids, you know, they like to stay up late, hang out with other kids from their country. So yeah, then the fatigue is definitely coming. It's what kids do. I mean, you gotta stay honest there. Cannot expect them to take it as serious, as professional as the top pros do, obviously. But sleep is important, and that was a mistake. Actually, a nice shot from Biggle to follow the 4-ball in. But now I think Asrolas has plenty to work with on this table. Yeah, I would probably like to shoot the 11 ball and draw the cue ball a bit back for the 12. Even if the cue ball stops on the 11, it's easier to get to the 8. To get to the 11, the 1 does come into play, so you're most likely going to leave yourself high on the 11. And then you might not get to the 8. A little bit of a nudge of the 1. Did still get on the 8, but could have been a nasty shape. And this 8 to tie the score once again. And fasten your seatbelts, because I'm quite sure we might be in for a hill match here. This could be a very close one. As you can see on the other table in the bottom right, That's our table 1 feed. We have Markus Schleindler, also from Austria. He's facing from Germany, Alessio Hibler. I would say, so far as I know, one of the players that could be looking for a medal in the under 19 division. So definitely a name to watch. Yeah, again, made a ball on the break. Gotta say, at some point I start to doubt if I'd rather have them break for me, because on the pro circuit, one of the biggest game changers in 8-ball is the break. If you can at least make a ball on every break, that's already such a big deal. Gotta say though, a little bit more of a difficult pattern if you consider the 11 ball. Pushed the 11 ball out, but now has tied the 9 ball up. Wasn't trying to make something aggressive there. Did leave something on the 1 ball. Something to go offensive on. I think even if you go for the 1, you push the 12 a little bit towards the 6. I don't really think you can leave much on the stripes. Well, cue ball floated forward, mostly getting the hook on the 10 and the 9. And then also the 1 ball got in between, so the jump cue is out. Going airborne, as well as the Daravicius. No, was not there. And look at what he has done with the 3 ball there. The 3 ball did now go out. All the solids are in the open. Or at least from that angle I thought the 2 ball would go. Now I'm starting to doubt if it does go to the bottom right. Now, like I mentioned, we still have a lot of play till Tuesday. If you're interested to see any brackets or the order of play, the participant list, yeah, and so much more, the calendar, etc., etc., just go to epbf.com, the European Pocket Billiard Federation website. All the information is there, not just for this European Junior Championships, but also for the Euro Tour, the European Championships, men, seniors, juniors, always on there. Men's and Women's Euro Tour, the Predator Youth Tour. So all the information can be found on there. And I do like the order of play page, honestly. A little bit of a inside tip. Because on the order of play you can literally see per day what's coming up to play per round. So you'll never be mistaken with time. You'll never be mistaken with what game or what players, what category. So I think it's a great way to stay up to date with these European Junior Championships. Now, to get back to this match, of course, I'm not only here to talk about the outside of the table, I'm also here to talk about what happens on the table. Gotta say, it will be interesting to see how he's going to play shape on the 8 ball. As you can see, the 3 ball and the 2 ball are blocking most of the areas. I gotta say, I like the pace around the table this young man has. Both actually have quite a decent pace. Also nice to see them already playing so deliberate, going over, checking an angle to give themselves on the next shot. Now the next thing is to get there every time perfectly. But I cannot imagine all the hard work that has been put in their games already. I should not be expecting too much, obviously. They're still young. Yeah, he was trying to play the perfect bump on the 2. That's something I probably would have never done. Always would have played for the 8 in the side pocket. And with the cue ball on the rail, this is not a guaranteed. Trust me, this is a super difficult shot. The score being tied 2 each, you know if you don't make it, could cost you this rack. And his opponent will be breaking. So you could go from either 3-2 up to 4-2 down. Oh, nice shot there. Great cueing from Aramith. That was really not the easiest of shots, and it looks like, well, he's either gonna get some water or he's gonna have a timeout. Yeah, the Therme Olimia resort, great place to be. They hosted the European men's, women's and wheelchair championships last year. Also under 23, excuse me. And they have a huge water park. Actually, they have a lot of swimming pools around the hotel. But then if you walk like maybe 15-20 minutes, if you're staying at this resort, at this wellness resort, you can also go to a huge water park. A lot of big slides, and they have food and drinks. It's actually really nice. So just a great place to go to. I'm glad to see that the IBPF and Predator decided to still keep this location on the calendar. So we do have a little timeout from Aramith. So that means I'm going to give myself a little break as well. But in the meantime, you can have a little look at table 1, Alessio Hiebler and Schleindler at it. And I'll promise I'll be right back. And welcome back to the European Junior Pool Championships. What a match so far between newly crowned European 10-ball champion Aramith from Lithuania. I have to say, this young man here at the table from Austria, Jonas Bigel, he's making it quite tough though. Really hanging in there. Also had the opportunity actually to get some early lead going. But I like to see he's definitely battling. Just gotta make sure he does something with the 12 ball soon enough. Don't think he can get there with the inside spin on the 9. So I might have to... Oh, did not want to bump on the 6, and he's now blocked the left side pocket on the 14. This is going to make things a lot more difficult for him. Now, does he maybe have the angle on the 11 to nudge the 8 a little bit? Could even play the cue ball up table off the 8 and then play 15, 14, 12, 8. Or yeah, ran a little bit too far to play the 15, 14, 12, 8. But he still has the shot on the 15. Could also choose to play the 14 now, because it's either playing the 14 now or run into the 14. It's always difficult, always risky. I have to say he's played it well. Glad to see that he's played it softer this time. Has played a similar shot like that earlier on in the match, where he hit it quite firm. Oh, doesn't want to be on top of the 3 ball. Yeah, a little bit too much stun. Could have played smoother stroke. And now very awkward cueing. I'm very glad to see that so many people have joined me so early on in the morning. Can understand it's not everybody's favorite time, so obviously not the biggest of spectators group on this match, but I'm glad you have joined me, because like I said, we could have a very close one. He's going for a kick shot. He's not even going for the open shot. That is very surprising to me. Thing is, you kind of have to try and make the 14 in the corner, and if you don't, you leave it over the bottom left corner. You really just always got to play that, because in the position where it is now, or when you're kicking at it, you basically can lose the game. Like, I would probably make the 2, roll up on the 5 ball as a safety, just softly. And then when you get ball in hand after, or this, I mean, was always going to be safe. Free shot to go for. Oh, one rail. Doesn't have the full ball to hit on the 14. Yes, missed it. So ball in hand. This could be quite a difference in the match, to where it has been close the beginning of the match overall. But now Aswolas could run away a bit. Could take a 2-game lead in alternate break. Always a nice comfortable lead. It's like in all the other sports, tennis, for example, where the serve goes alternating, and the one that has a serve, obviously, well, if you have a good serve, it's like playing pool. If you have a good break, it's definitely the advantage. So the 2-game gap, the 2-game difference, is one to protect, just like you protect the serve in tennis. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not a big tennis player, but just to give an example. Makes the one, does open up the bunch. I would really like to get on the 3 ball as soon as possible. So 6-3, 7-5-8. That might be the safest option. He's opting to take the 5 ball out first. It's just that the 3 ball is easy to land funny on, especially if you play for the side. You could leave yourself too much angle. So that's why I really would have liked to get on it maybe a little bit earlier. See, he has to come up with a little bit of a shot here. Sure, he can kill the cue ball. I think he's gone far enough. And then the 8 to make a difference in this match so far. 4-2 now. Azuolas Tadaravicius is putting quite some pressure on Jonas Bigel, who's now taking the timeout. Really trying to break the rhythm there. The Austrian trying to do whatever he can. So let's see what more we have as results. Let's see. In general, at the European Championships, most of the time, I have to say, the Germans, the Polish players, players from Sweden in general, they do well. Now this year Lithuania is really killing it, doing good things. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because Jakub Kraup from Poland, he's currently struggling against Lovro Brachun, hopefully I'm saying his name right, from Croatia. Score now currently 3 each. Not a good match actually. We could have had this one on the TV table. A really nice match in the under 17. Gabriel Aspholm from Sweden, a little buddy, is playing Fabrizio Ingraschi from Germany. And Aspholm now leading 5-3 in race 6. Also Martin Reuser from Germany is struggling quite a bit. He's down 4-2 against Marco Malina. I think, gotta say, it's a small flag. I think it's Slovakia. Yeah, it is Slovakia. And a very interesting name for all the viewers that have been watching pool for quite some time is Jaroslav Polak Jr., which is very interesting. I did not know he had a son and also a son that plays pool, because Jaroslav Polak, a former medalist, I believe so, together with Jakub Konjar in the World Cup of Pool, and a former runner-up in the European 8-ball men's championship. So it's very interesting to see that he's passed his legacy on a little bit to his son. Very interesting. Cannot wait to see the young man play. See if it looks anything like his dad's game or maybe an upgraded version. You never know. So, Jonas back from the timeout, and now Azuola's breaking. Oh, and this is quite a turnaround with a successful break. He had it in his own hands to get on the hill first, but it has come up dry. And it's now Biggle, who could technically level the score at 4. If you think about it, run this one out and a possible break a run. So still all to play for. Yeah, my prediction is this match will be a 6-4 result. Because I kind of feel like it's going back and forth. So let's see if I'm anywhere close. Does he get on the 5? I think he might be just on the 5 ball. Let's see what we have here. The 6 ball, also one of those balls you have to take out as soon as possible. Doesn't go to the top left. The 1 ball connects with the 7. So I'm really not too worried about this. Could take him now. But still gotta make sure to get to the 2 ball as soon as possible. So the other route he can take is 1-7. And then from the 3 cross over to the 2 ball. But then still you have to come up with quite a positional shot from 6 to 8. Now, can he possibly draw back now to get to the 2? Play 7-2, 6, and then you can use the 3 ball to stay always near the 8. You need one of the balls down table to connect with the 8 ball. Oh, what has he done there? Aye. Could have definitely cheated the pocket there to draw back for the 2. Left himself in no man's land. Not even sure if he had called something. But he's not going to like what's coming. It's ball in hand for Azuolas. And now if Azuolas takes away, I think it's the 11 ball to the bottom left. I would go 11, 10. Oh, and then from there, I mean, everything's wide open. Or 10, 11. It's more about creating space in the bottom side. Couple balls doubled up. Never easy to start your run out. Yeah, possible 14, 13, 15. The 9 in the side. 12, 11, 8. But he is opting to take both balls out. And that's the thing too. These young players on the messy layouts, on the full 15 ball, 8 ball runouts, maybe they have not been that successful yet. But whenever one of the players took a couple balls off the table, you can really see their quality rise, because it's still not guaranteed to be finished. But there's just that little bit more space on the table to run the cue ball around. Yeah, I can slide the cue ball forward. 12 in the side. Well, he's drawing the cue ball. little bit more difficult on the pace, but if you look at it, he's now dead straight on the 12. Nicely done. And then the 8 to get it on the hill first. My prediction might be wrong, unless we'll see somewhat of a comeback from Bigel. So the score now 5-2. Tadara Vicious getting the job done. And Bigel breaking. Is this going to be Bigel's last break? Or will we see a nice turnaround, a nice comeback happening? I mean, I'm always in for the tight matches, always in for the exciting ones. Of course, to watch the match, I'd like it to be exciting. I can understand now if you're one of these players, mom or dad, I can understand. You might disagree with me. Oh, yeah, made a break once again, made it ball actually. I think we've seen so far only one dry break out of 7. Then now a must run out for this young man at the table. Now has to be a bit careful. As you can see, the 8 only goes to the bottom right corner. Also, I would not like to leave the 2 ball all the way till the end. Gives you a lot more traveling with the cue ball. I'm just wondering, can he maybe draw from the 4 to the 2 ball now? Then come back from the 2 towards the 3 in the corner. And from there you have the 5 and the 7 in the side to play the 8 in the bottom right. Yeah, I don't think that was his plan. He does not have any shot on the left side of the 8. As you see, the 8 does go to the bottom right, and I would definitely have liked to leave one of the 2 balls, either the 4 or the 7, to get to the left side of the 8. Oh, might need a little nudge. No, I think he actually landed perfect. Nice speed. If you run too far or too short, could be a very awkward shot. But now in this case, he is right-handed though, so won't be able to reach. It's one of the down parts for him. Now, you probably will have to hold the cue ball a bit from the 2 to the 3 ball, and that's definitely one of those shots where you could easily miss the 2 ball thick trying to hold it too much. So he has to guard himself a bit. Oh, he did go a lot of pace. I think he's going to be hooked. Really not sure why he would have played at that pace. Just barely did not get on the 5, as you can see from this angle. Yeah, that could be all she wrote. Yeah, gotta say from the beginning, actually Biggle did also have a chance, I believe, to go 3-1 up. Just slight mistakes. Mistakes where, if he really analyzes his European Championships afterwards, maybe with his coach, would definitely will be interesting to see him analyze some of his matches. Because 8-ball is also a lot of experience. Like 9-ball, it's a matter of straight shooting and some knowledge on the defense. But in 8-ball, you can shoot straight, but it's not a guaranteed to win matches. Yeah, imagine back in the day, people had to buy DVDs and videos and had to try everything to learn or progress with their pool game. Nowadays, you play a couple of these events, you have some of those weird voices doing commentary, and afterwards you can listen to them and say, oh, well, maybe Eric Goylifson was right, or maybe Graham Hickman was right. So definitely another way of learning nowadays, and he's straight on the 8. So it will be Azuolas Tadaravicius that goes through over the winner's bracket. Jonas Biggle is not out yet, but we'll have to go the long way through the loser side of the bracket. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me early on in this morning. This was Tim the Writer in the booth for you, and I would love to welcome you back at 12:30 local Slovenia time. As I mentioned, we still have plenty more matches to come. 5 matches live for you today, so make sure to tune in at 12:30. Be there or be square. I'll see you soon.